As motoring icons go, there are very few that are as practical and unassuming as the Volvo estate. For over 60 years, it's been the wheels of choice for families who value practicality rather than style. Well, that's the story anyway. Truth is, over the past few years, the big Volvo estate has largely been forgotten by those who want space and comfort. Antiques dealers have gone to BMW and Mercedes.
This is the latest incarnation. It's called the V90 and it replaces the V70. But what we really want to know is, does this car follow in the footsteps of its illustrious forebears? So is it practical? Is it safe? Is it comfortable? And does it feel like a Volvo? Oh, and does it follow function rather than form?
Well, let's get the facts and figures out of the way first. There's two twin-turbocharged diesel engines, a 2-litre D4 with 189 brake horsepower and front-wheel drive, and a D5 that's also a 2-litre but with 232 brake horsepower and 4-wheel drive. The D5 gets a special compressor called Power Pulse that's designed to reduce turbo lag. There's just one 8-speed automatic gearbox, and there'll be a T8 petrol plug-in hybrid arriving later with over 400 brake horsepower.
We're behind the wheel of the D5 and it costs from £44,000. Throw in a few options and you're talking about a 50 grand car. I'm going to let that sink in for a moment. It's a lot of money, isn't it? But this is like no other Volvo estate before it because it's a properly premium product. This D5 may only come with a 2-litre engine, but it comes with 232 brake horsepower and with an 8-speed automatic gearbox. It's brisk enough to get to 0 to 62 in 7.2 seconds, but those are just numbers. Overall, this is a very refined and comfortable car to drive.
In fact, comfort is a good point here because this is the first area where the V90 appears to be a proper Volvo.
You see, Volvo could have followed the current craze of fitting its cars with rock-hard suspension in an effort to make it fun to drive. But are you really going to be spending your weekends at Silverstone? Of course you're not. This is the type of car that's going to be sitting in Waitrose car parks across the land. So there's a floaty ride and light steering, but amazingly, it doesn't feel like a wallowy old Volvo of old. There's the right amount of driver involvement, and yet it's still supremely comfortable.
So, full marks to Volvo for comfort, but how does it fare in the safety department? It is a Volvo after all, and the Swedish firm is mad about safety.
Again, the V90 ticks all the boxes. All cars come with something called Pilot Assist. Essentially, it's a very clever version of adaptive cruise control, so it controls the steering inputs, the braking and the accelerator when you're on the motorway. There's also something called large animal detection. Yes, you heard me right, and a plethora of other safety features, making this easily the safest car in its class.
Well, that's comfort and safety covered off, but can the V90 reclaim the crown of being the king of estates? A position a Volvo hasn't had for quite some time.
Well, unfortunately, this is where things go a little bit wrong for the V90. Come round to the back, let's open up the tailgate, electric, as you'd expect on a premium estate car. It's a good loading area, it's nice and wide, nice and flat, there's nice little touches, there's a boot separator, there's underfloor storage. But if I want to lower the rear seats, it's very simple, both add a touch of a button. And once I've done that, there's 1,525 litres on offer here, which it sounds very good, doesn't it? But unfortunately, the V90 is trumped by both the BMW 5 Series Touring and the Audi A6 Avant, not to mention the Mercedes E-Class. It's a point I was very much willing to overlook, but unfortunately I discovered that this boot is actually smaller than the old Volvo V70, a car the V90 replaces. Seems as though times change.
Size isn't an issue in the back seats though, as 6-footers will easily find room and 3 can sit side by side and sit on comfortable seats. Things do improve up front because it's here where the V90 ticks the biggest box of all, and that's it feels like a Volvo. The cabin is beautifully made, tastefully styled and is very calming to be in. is also full of technology. The 8-inch portrait touchscreen is slick and easy to use, and all cars get leather, dual-zone climate control, alloys, heated front seats and LED headlights. It easily rivals the Mercedes E-Class for the nicest cabin in the class.
So, the V90 then, is it a return to the good old days of the classic Volvo estate? Well, putting aside the fact that the boot is smaller than its rivals, it most certainly is. It's safe, it's stylish, and above all, like no other Volvo estate before it, it's a properly premium product.
Click the video window on the left for our first drive of the Volvo XC90, or on the right for the Jaguar XF first drive. Click the play icon for our latest video and on our logo to subscribe.